Hello, welcome to day 27 as we embark on the second half of the year with our intentions instead of resolutions yoga. Today's intention is to grow. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 27 of our intentions instead of resolutions yoga. And today, our intention is to embrace growth or just simply to accept growth. And as we head into the second half of the year, I hope that you see a change, not just in your body, but also in your mind and your soul, and that you'll also have better flexibility and more strength. So today we're going to start just in cross-legged with our hands on our knees, and we're going to start with some nose circles. So truly, you're just going to do a circle in the air with your nose and allow your head to follow. This will help loosen up our neck. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with great big circles. You can go to the left or to the right. I'm starting with clockwise circles. And we're going to do about 5 circles and then switch direction. So let's go ahead and change directions. Circling back. You might hear some crackling. I hear a lot of crackling in my neck. You want to go slowly so that you don't get dizzy. Now we're going to just nod our head. Yes. And then shake our head. No. So hopefully that'll get a lot of tension out of your neck and help you to relax a little bit better. Now, taking both hands, we're going to reach back behind our ears and up to the sky, and then twisting to the left. Now, take a deep breath in, and then journey a little bit farther into the twist, trying to look over your left shoulder. Then back to center, and then our hands up over our heads and twisting to the right. Take a deep breath in and journey a little bit farther into that twist. Try not to lean into your hand that's behind your hip. Really just use that as like a kickstand. Now we're going to head directly to down dog. So make sure that your hands are a little bit less than the width of your mat and peel your hips up and back. And what we're going to do first is anchor our right heel to the mat and lift that left leg in the air. Then bend it and bring it forward and then up into a low lunge. Now what we're going to do is shift on that back foot, keeping that left knee bent. We're going to rise up, trying to keep our hips facing forward. Warrior one. You should feel a really good stretch in that right calf. Then cartwheeling your hands and opening up to warrior two. And you might want to slide that left foot out a little bit more to be able to go deeper into this stance. Then we're going to straighten that leg and lift up and over our head with our left hand. Then bending that knee and resting your left elbow on that knee. Then reaching up to the sky with your right hand. Then from center, really engage your core, reach down with that left hand and let it hover. And then look up to the sky. Extended side angle. Then we're going to cartwheel back up to that warrior two and cartwheel back to the mat to our low lunge. Then place your hands on the mat and step back. And we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So really anchor that left heel to the mat. Raise that right foot. Bend your knee and bring it forward. And then place that right foot on the mat. Shifting to your left foot so that it's facing, the toes are facing off to the corner. And then with your hands rising up, keeping our hips square, looking forward, warrior one. Then we're going to cartwheel and get a little wider stance to warrior two. Then reaching up and over and straightening that right leg. And then cartwheeling back to warrior two, placing the right elbow on that right knee, and then sweeping our left arm up to the sky. And then from center, really engage your core, reach down with that right hand and let it hover. Then we're going to cartwheel back up to that warrior two and back to the mat to our low lunge. Now we're going to kick that right foot back to our down dog. Then we're going to go to our knees. And we're going to go into a little hero variation. And what we're going to do next is a camel pose. Now there's several different ways that we can do this. So I'm going to introduce it the easiest way first. And that's with this hero pose. And then reaching back with your hands to your feet, puffing your chest forward and leaning your head back. So it's a slight back bend with our hands on our feet. It's a really great heart opener. Breathing deep. And you can bend a little farther. Now the next way that we're going to do it, we're going to rise up to our knees. And what we want to do first is place our hands on our lower back. Now, if you can, have your fingers facing up. So they'll be like this. And they may not come flat on your lower back, which is fine. And what we want to do is suck our navel to our spine and lean back as far as you can. So this is the second option. So the first is doing it from the hero pose. This is a little bit more advanced because you're actually having to root into the mat to keep your body from falling over. And then lean that head back. Now the full hero is going from the same position with your hands to your feet and then leaning over. Take deep breaths in and out. In and out. And then back up. Now we're just going to cross our ankles one over the other and go back to our bums. And then stretching our legs out in front of us into a staff pose. Now you want to have your hands on the mat next to your hips. And you want to really dig into your mat and feel as though you're growing up out of your mat. And feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. And we're going to sit like this, focusing our attention forward, breathing deeply. Then, just like we did with our twists in the seated position, reach back behind your ears and up to the sky, and then fold over your legs. Now, if you can't keep your legs straight, you can bend them as much as you need to in order to have maybe your stomach come in contact with the top of your thighs. Otherwise, if your legs are straight, look forward, take a deep breath in, and breathing out, you want to tuck your chin to your chest. Couple more breaths. This is a great stretch in our shoulders, in our hamstrings, and our arms. Now, we're going to rise up, point our toes, and with our hands out forward, we're going to slowly roll to our backs. And then I'm going to get centered on my mat. Then we're going to hug our knees into our chest. And we're going to grab that right knee, lift the left leg to the sky, and slowly lower. Now, your right foot can either be pointed or flexed. It really doesn't matter. But we don't want that left leg to go all the way to the mat. You want to let it hover. So we're going to let it hover for a couple of seconds. So breathing in and out. Then we're going to switch. Left knee comes in. Right leg goes up to the sky. And we lower and let it hover. Now we can raise our head to our nose. It doesn't have to come in contact with your knee. It would be kind of hard when you're flat on your back on the floor. And now we're going to switch, keeping our feet flexed. So we want to go from the right knee in to the left knee to the right knee, and really give the knee that's coming up a good squeeze. You should feel your core engaged. Now you can pick it up. We're going to do this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can rest your head on your mat. Take that right knee, swing it over. You can shift your hips in space to where they're closer to the edge of your mat. And then once you've got that right knee over your body, then reach out with your right hand and look at your hand or at your right hand. And take a deep breath in. This is a supine twist. And breathe out. Breathe in and out. And grab that right knee. Come back to the center. Switch to the left leg. Stretch that right leg out in front. Shift your hips in space and allow that left knee to fall over. Reach out with your left hand and look at your left hand. And breathe in and out. In and out. Now, while this would be a perfect pose to finish in Shavasana, I want to do something slightly different. I want to end this practice with some deep breathing and sitting with a nice straight spine, filling your abdomen with air, taking a deep breath in and out. Be happy that you tried a new pose today. Camel pose is not easy, but there are 3 different ways to do it. And as you grow your practice, hopefully you can end up doing all 3. So breathing in, looking forward to our growth throughout the rest of the year. And I do hope you get some good use out of this practice and that you are feeling a change in your body that's good. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.